Once upon a time, in a small coastal town nestled between steep cliffs and the crashing waves of the ocean, there was a lighthouse that stood tall, guiding ships safely to shore. For years, the lighthouse had been tended to by generations of lightkeepers. But with the advent of modern technology, the town had decided the lighthouse was no longer necessary. The last lightkeeper, a quiet man named Elias, was left to watch over it alone, though his duties had become more about maintaining the old structure than keeping the light burning. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Elias noticed something strange. A faint flicker of light appeared in the distance out on the water. At first, he thought it was just the glow of a distant ship, but it was too steady and too bright. His heart raced as he watched, trying to make sense of it. The light seemed to grow larger, and then out of nowhere, a thick fog rolled in, swallowing the coastline. Elias stood by the lighthouse, his fingers gripping the metal railing as he strained to see. The fog thickened until it felt like the world around him had disappeared entirely. His instincts told him something wasn't right. There was a shadow moving in the mist, a figure that he couldn't quite make out, but it was definitely moving toward the lighthouse. As the figure drew closer, Elias felt a chill run through him. He had heard the old legends, stories from the town's elders about strange occurrences out at sea, of ships that had disappeared in the fog, of whispers carried on the wind, but he never truly believed in them until now. The figure reached the base of the lighthouse, and Elias saw it clearly, a tall, cloaked man with eyes that glowed like the moon. Without a word, the man extended his hand to Elias, his expression unreadable. "Do you wish to keep the light alive?" the cloaked figure asked in a voice that sounded like the ocean itself. Elias hesitated, unsure of what was happening, but there was something deep inside him, something old and forgotten, that pulled him forward. He nodded. The cloaked man smiled, and suddenly the light from the lighthouse blazed brighter than it had ever been. The fog receded, and the shadowy figure turned, vanishing back into the mist. The sea, which had been turbulent and threatening, grew still and calm. When morning came, the town found the lighthouse shining as if it had been newly built, its light bright enough to guide ships from miles away. But when they went to thank Elias, they found only an empty lighthouse. No one ever saw him again, and some say he still walks the cliffs on stormy nights, a silent guardian of the sea.